What's going on, guys? Kaiga here. I already tried recording this video once, but I had some audio issues. Everything should be good now. But Hibiscus is here. I already did a video talking about how she was actually nerfed for global version as compared to the JP or Japan servers. But we're going to be checking her out, telling you can she still be used even in her nerf state, and what to do with her. First, let's start with a summoning on her. Alright, so between the time that was recorded and now I have done a couple more summons that was able to bring me up to red 3. As you see, most of my holies are. Besides mistletoe, I got kind of unlucky on. But checking her out, she has good HP, good attack, kind of low defense for base attributes. Special, we're looking at defense, tenacity, crit, and block, which are stats we definitely want for things like mechanician, gladiator, things like armor, things like this. As you'll see, she's 320 instead of 430 like the others, because I'm missing some sprouts I'm kind of low on. But besides that, she's ready to go. Now, her basic attack doesn't do anything special, as we see. Something important to note is, due to balancing reasons, they did not add a level 9 Holy Echo. This read to me like a yet kind of situation, and that we will see level 9 down the road, probably once the elementals have a bit more to go off of. Now, as far as her active, the thing they took away from her from the Japanese server to global is she had a passive. Check that video to see what that was, but that was a huge thing for her. Right here, Eternal Moment is the active. Now she's going to give 2 keywords, one to everyone and one to you only. The one she's giving to everyone is Life Healing for 12 seconds and Awake to just you for 12 seconds as well. Life healing heals everyone for 14.3% of your attack as HP every 4 seconds. Remember, this lasts for 12, so 3 times. And Awake, that only affects you, increases your healing received by 20% for those 12 seconds. Then when you receive healing, it does damage around you for a percentage of your attack plus a flat amount, which can be triggered every 2 seconds, and this is still 12 seconds, so it could happen 6 times. And for every 1% of your max HP that you heal, it increases the damage of this explosion by 1%. So it's going to heal, deal damage, heal, deal damage, heal, deal damage. As we'll see, even if you're at max HP, it's still considering it healing. So we're going to check that out. Now let's jump over into the dummy and see what we got going on. So I'm going to summon down the dummy. And what we're going to do is we're going to see if it counts it as more healing or not based on missing HP, as well as check out the basic and how the active works. So come over here, do a basic. Do a basic. Alright. Now her basic, look at that. 3 kind of Sakura shuriken kind of things that go out in an arc after from where she throws them. So that's kind of cool. And I'm going to do a test on the fairy PvP one to see how that works for that PvP mode. Now her active, really slow, 4, 5, and then it does a heal and then puts the green thing over my head, which every 2 seconds. It's a little bit longer than 2 seconds. 3. No, it's every 4 seconds that it seems to do the damage around me. Now, when we read the ability, heal every 4 seconds, do healing received, deals damage equal to attack every 2 seconds, which can be triggered. So it sounds like I'm going to have to heal more for that to count. Let's see. Keep basic attacks up so it does it. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, so it is every 4 seconds. Now, something I'm going to be trying is I'm going to use her ability right here, and then I'm going to dash as far as I can to the other side and see if it still heals me, see if it still gives me the buff, see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so she gave the first ability the healing effect to everyone over there, and still gave me Awake, which is the green thing above my head. So that's important to note, and something to check out what's doing it for you. Remember, we have 9 holy fairies at this point. Now, something I want to look at is, let's go to Garden. Let's do one that's not defended, so I can just do her by herself. Back off. Go down. Where's she at? No, I want her in the middle. And then, so if you have her in the middle, she'll do it like that. If you have her on the side, she'll do it like that. So let's see what happens. Do her by herself. 2x. Okay, as you saw, so in this game mode, I don't have a guide on this game mode. Let me know down below if you want to see a guide for this. But all the fairies have different ranges, and Oleander seems to have a longer range than the other fairies, so she was a bit further back. Hydra has a bit shorter range, so she was closer, and then my fairy hit two of them. If the Oleander was a melee type 1 type fairy, such as I believe Primrose and several others, Lotus is definitely melee, then she would be hitting all three at the same time. Very similar to Marigold. If you put Marigold at a catty corner, and she will hit the two fairies every single time if the outer one is ranged. Now, Hibiscus. What do I think of her? Where can you use her? And what to build her with? So, I think she's pretty mid. Like, she's not bad, but she doesn't really hold up to several of the other fairies. For PvE, she goes on the bench. Our PvE is currently Twin Lotus, Gypsophilia. Laurel is pretty good at PvE because you can just cast it and then he does good burst, and then you can swap your entire team, so you can just worry about that. Now we do kind of still need a fourth because the Pierce from Sakura doesn't really work in PvE. Licorice does good damage but takes forever. If you want to swap fairies or swap your weapon, then you're kind of losing out on damage with Licorice. She takes forever for her to do her damage. Same thing with Millium, primarily a PvP one. Rimuru can be good for our PvE lineup, just because you are giving yourself the bonuses. Mistletoe isn't really doing much. So as far as a PvE Holy Fairy, we only have 3 that are locked in right now. So if you want to use her in PvE, that's totally fine. She's not going to do poorly. Even if you're by yourself, she's still going to do some incidental damage, some healing. You don't need to use Plunder or whatever. As far as PvP, besides very specific ones like Thunderroar Recess, she might be really good because you can heal. It's a multi-PvP game mode with allies that you can use fairies, and she can do okay against the dragon at the end. Guild War, she can do fine. Crystal Battlefield, you're by yourself. It's really Guild War and Thunderbolt Recess is where Hibiscus will shine in PvP, in my opinion, right now. As far as our current PvP lineup, we have Licorice, Sakura, Millium, and Mistletoe is very good at PvP because when you put up her barrier, it says right here, ignore invincibility if they try dashing through it. So she's very, very good in PvP when you're able to use her. Rimuru will always, he is not great at PvP, but he will always be mentioned for PvP just in case class in the future has a bunch of buffs, things like this. And if you're a support type character that needs to strip buffs for your team. And now Hibiscus is in that same kind of situation. If you are a Gladiator or Lancer type user that has some good HP steal rate, especially if you are a Glad Priest, you can do a bunch of healing. It'll increase your healing received if you are a tank. The issue being that you're also not water, so you're missing out on... Water has a lot of good fairies as well. We have Blue Rose, Lavender, things like this. Just kind of a confused thing right now in the game. As far as what you want to be using with her, you want to be increasing her healing specifically with Awake, with things like, Wake and Life Healing. You want to be increasing this with things like God Bless Heal. You want to keep getting triggers with things like rigidity and God bless, because those will make you tankier. So the job of a tank is always to lose less than you heal. So you need to be heading in that direction. Let me know down below what you guys think about Hibiscus, if you want to see a flower garden guide, and until next time, guys.